listen to that intake noise. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dietrich, and today we have the privilege of test driving a 2005 Lexus LS430. Of course, the Lexus LS is the top of the line of their luxury sedans. This was known as the Toyota Celsior in Japan. The 2005 LS430 was the second to last year of production for the third generation LS, and this was the one where they kind of swung for the fences as far as styling and technology went compared to the more conservative first couple of generations of LS. And I really think that this third gen is the peak of Lexus LS-ness. This car has 111,000 miles on it. The engine still runs great and is smooth and quiet, but sounds so classy when you rev it. Transmission, not so much. The upshifts are okay, but it makes a pretty solid clunking noise when it's downshifting when you're coming to a stop. That is certainly concerning. Thankfully, this is not my car, but I have been driving it around for the last couple of days, and I have been enjoying it. There's something going on this corner, the left front corner of, I don't know, is this person gonna let me by? I got the V8 power of the Lexus. There's something going on over here. I don't know if it's a wheel bearing or a strut or something, but you get some, whenever you hit a bump with that wheel, you get a nice clunk. And I'm sure this car was much quieter and much more refined when it was shiny and new, but I've always liked these just looking at them, and I've, taken a couple of them around the block over the years, but this is the first time that I've really been able to spend some time with it, with one of them anyway, and this isn't the best example on earth, but it's not the worst either. The driving experience, the engine's great. I'm sure the transmission was great at one point, but it's no longer great. The ride is comfortable, minus the clunkage over here. Handling is soft and floppy, so it's pretty much as one would expect from a Lexus LS that was built 20 years ago. These were available with an optional adaptive suspension of some description, but this particular example is not equipped with it. I'm just on the standard, I believe they are monotube shocks for the 2005 model LS. But it is a nice car to drive. It's a nice place to be. I like the layout of the interior. This one has the kind of technology package with the nav and the Mark Levinson sound system, and of course, it doesn't have USB connectivity or Bluetooth audio streaming or anything like that, so I had to dust out the old CD case because I have the 6-disc in-dash changer, and I have to say, the stereo is still phenomenal in this car. It really is great. So I've been enjoying listening to some Ozzy Osbourne CDs and that kind of stuff. And I kind of low-key want one of these things. This is, as I am drifting serenely into middle age, this has become my kind of car. A big sedan with a big engine is what I like. I'm not an SUV guy. I've never been an SUV guy. But I've always liked sedans, and yeah, this is good. And the handling is not bad on this car, but it's not good either. Little bit of wind noise from the outside. That's like 70 on a halfway decent road. If I remember correctly, when this first came out in 2001, it took the spot of, it was considered to be the quietest car in the world at like a 65-mile-an-hour cruise, and it took that spot from the Rolls-Royce Seraph. So when this thing came out, it was quieter than a Rolls-Royce. And it's still pretty quiet. Few things don't work. Memory seating doesn't work. The heated and cooled seats in the front don't work. Those could be fuse or relay issues. I haven't bothered to look into it because I don't really care because it's not my car. So adaptive front lighting, the headlights that turn with the steering wheel became standard when they did the mid-cycle refresh on the LS in 2004, but that doesn't work in this car. The headlights just stay pointed straight. I don't think the power trunk works. Air conditioner still works. Power seats, power mirrors still work. Power windows still work. The moonroof works. Rear sunshade works. The nav still works. I can hook up my phone to the Bluetooth. Stereo still sounds great. I've put about... I've put almost 200 miles on it, and it's been driving fine for me, so, you know, it's comporting itself well. If you put a few grand worth of work into this thing, it needs new tires, sort out whatever's wrong with the front suspension. I'll bet you could get another 100,000 miles. Do something with the transmission. You have to service that or figure that out. I don't think it's gone for the world because it does still shift okay. It just needs some help. It probably needs to be serviced. That's one of those things people ignore. And actually, another update they made for 04 was they said that it was lifetime transmission fluid. That's nonsense. I don't think manufacturers really do that anymore, but there's no such thing as lifetime transmission fluid. I mean, it'll last the lifetime of the transmission, but the transmission's gonna fail a lot sooner. It's gonna have a shorter life if you don't service it. You should really be doing that every 60,000 miles or like 5 or 6 years. Automatic transmission service, regardless of what it is, if not sooner. If the manufacturer recommends sooner, do it sooner. But if this transmission had been serviced once 50,000 miles ago, I'll bet that it wouldn't be having issues downshifting right now. This is a nice car. There's no way around that. You can, like, when you're at a cruise and you just give it a little bit of throttle just to kind of keep yourself going whatever speed you're going, it's a nice distant sound from the V8. Like, the camera's probably not picking it up because it's that quiet, but you can just hear it like, oh, okay, you know, it's doing something. But yeah, it's funny, like, this is a very refined car. In some ways you can tell, like, the quality of the plastics is, like, that's improved a lot in the last 20 years. You know, a new one would have nicer looking dashboards and stuff like that. But 20 years ago, this was almost as nice as it got. You know, this was a direct competitor with an S-Class Mercedes. Rolls-Royce Phantom would have looked more impressive on the interior, but, you know, you would have pretty much had to go that high up to achieve that. I don't know. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong or not, but somehow all the LS's that came after this never had the same appeal as this car to me. I think this was the nicest looking one inside and out. The new ones, you know, you could get like the LS600 hybrids on the next generation and, you know, more impressive tech and everything else, but they just don't have the same appeal. I don't want one in the way that I would want one of these sitting in my driveway. Put it that way. So tell me if you agree with me or not on that. I'll also put a link to my full review video in the description so you can check that out if you would like. And please like my video and subscribe to my wonderful YouTube channel. And have yourself a fantastic day. Bye-bye.